Wow. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangout. You got myself, Noe Ruiz, designer here at Adafruit. Join me every week, Pedro Ruiz. How you doing?
What's going on, everybody? I'm Pedro Ruiz, creator of tech here at Adafruit, and every week we come to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
Yep, show that combines 3D printing, DIY electronics to make some inspirational projects. Pedro,
Every
what's
week
on
we
the
have an
show?
awesome coupon code for you guys. This week it's Lure.
Lure. We're going to lure you into the shop with a 10% discount code. Ooh. Is that? No, it's lure because this week's project was a project we released pretty early. As soon as we could get it up there, we released it to everybody. It seems to
have a
pretty
certain lifespan, so we needed to make sure that we released it while it still
I
works.
hope
so
it's
if
not
you jump over to the overhead.
I hope it's not a lifespan. So this is our Raspberry Pi Pokemon Finder. This is a collaboration project with a couple folks, James from Adafruit HQ and Lamar Freed, of course, Lady Ada, wrote this awesome Python code that leverages an unofficial Niantic Pokemon API. And what we did was we made this pretty easy to 3D print enclosure, and we CNC milled a piece of acrylic to make a nice little topper for you. So the cool thing about this project is it is mainly for folks that are stuck at their work, their office, or school, if you can do so, to find Pokemon. So instead of a lure, like in the game, where it attracts Pokemon, this will let you know when there are Pokemon in your area. So we have 3 LEDs as indicators. So the first LED will light up when there is a common Pokemon, like a rat or a Weedle or a Pidgeotty. And then the second LED will let you know that there's a little bit more rare Pokemon. And the third LED, that's when the legendary Pokies show up. And we showed this off on the show and tell last night, and awesome timing, because Magmar showed up, and we're like, oh my god, look, Magmar showed up, and all 3 LEDs were lit up, which is pretty cool. So I will go over to our web thing here. So all the documentation for this tutorial is on learn.adafruit.com. You can find it in the links below, or just going to the site. This will walk you through all the steps of installing the Python code, installing the API, some dependencies. You do need Python, a couple different Python thingies, latest version of Python. And we just walk you through all with lovely screenshots of how to do everything via terminal, which is great. We also have a circuit diagram if you want to wire it a different way. This is just one of the simplest ways to wire up 3 LEDs in parallel. The 3D printing stuff, there's only 3 pieces that are 3D printing that you need to 3D print, or 4 pieces if you want to 3D print the top cover piece. And I talk a little bit about why you want to mill out or laser cut the acrylic piece. Wiring the LEDs, again, this is one of those projects where we're going to start doing this a lot, where we're using a flexible PCB to make it easier to connect multiple wires together through like a little flex PCB piece. So all the grounds for the LED are wired to this guy here. Our little flex PCB is awesome. It's really easy to cut. We do have perma proto PCBs which use FR4 boards, but that's kind of hard. That's kind of difficult to cut. This stuff is like super easy to cut, and it's pretty rugged. If you layer over more and more solder, you get a really nice strong connection. So it was pretty cool. Great project if you haven't soldered anything yet. And the assembly is also the last page, which just shows you how to. You kind of have to like thread the LEDs through this little antenna and then solder the things together. So it's one of those type of things where you have to the order of operations, right? It kind of matters. But anyway, let's stick up over to the software part. So this is the repo on GitHub. It's github.com/Adafruit/Raspberry Pi Pokemon Detector. It's official name. So you could look through this code to see exactly what's going on here. So the Pokemon are they're kind of set through IDs, and you can actually see the full list of which ID is tied to which Pokemon through this URL here. And you can see sort of the array that's set up. So we have common Pokemon are all these guys, uncommon, rare Pokemon, very rare, and then epic, and then legendary. So those are split up into those categories, and then the Poke names are all here. So you can see Bulbasaur, we got Charmander, Charizard, Squirtle, and so on and so on. So check that out. And over here is the actual Pokemon Go API from Tahito. GitHub user Tahito put this together. So we're leveraging his API. And over here, the JSON, the config.json file is where you're actually going to input your account stuff. So again, we got to stress to you guys, use this at your own discretion. No.
Your own risk. Don't
it's
use
very
your main
risky.
account for this.
No, do not use your main account. I set up a dummy account. I registered to the Pokemon Trainer website.
Just so you don't have to create another Google account.
Yeah, so I didn't have to, exactly. So the auth service is going to be one of two things. It's either Google or PTC, which stands for Pokemon Trainer Club. If you put in the wrong thing, the Python code will spit out, hey, that's not the right. We're actually looking for this or that. So then username and password, and then location. This is pretty cool because it's pretty flexible. You can put your actual address, so with the numbers, so it's like 100 Main Street would work, or you could just put New York as the city or the country, and it'll figure out. Or you can even do longitude and latitude, so you can do those two numbers, and it'll figure out which location you're at. So this is just one location. So again, it's all about the use case. When are you going to use this? It's not really meant to be portable. It's meant to be when you're stuck in one place for many hours, like here, like our workshop here.
Yeah, some people were saying, could you make this portable? You could attach this to a battery, but then you need a way to be able to log into the terminal and type in, what your location is to update it.
Exactly.
I'm sure there are ways to sort of, spoof the GPS that way. But for now, this is a nice, simple one that you can build on top of.
Yeah. So, cool. Let's take a look here. Has any Pokemon showed up? Not yet. We'll let you know when somebody pops up. At least here in West Palm Beach.
It's going to be a little crappy since I have like 5 balls left.
I have like 9 left. So yeah, we got to go to some Pokestops.
Yeah.
That's funny. All right. Well, one last thing I wanted to show you guys is the files are available on Thingiverse, and the Fusion 360 files, you can download them up here. SAT, STEP, STL, FBX, SketchUp. Whoa. So we got them available in all different things. Really simple design. It's a lot like the Raspberry Pi. It's using the exact same techniques I used to make the original Raspberry Pi Zero enclosure, and then just sort of tweaked slightly. So you can see it's using the same model. Very, very simple Raspberry Pi model. It just has the SD card, the 3 ports, and the GPIO header.
Nice,
so that's it.
Slim, fast running model, so you can at least get all your ports lined up, have your clearances when you're modeling for that, so you don't have all that detail bogging down your system when you're modeling.
That's right.
So
there's pegs. There's no very, very short standoffs because it's pretty flat as it is on the bottom of the board. And I added this really nice chamfer across the entire edge of the top of the case. Right here you can see the giant chamfer. And that just allows you to get it open. You won't really be opening, but it just kind of adds depth to the two pieces, which I think is pretty neat. So if you haven't seen that, that's what I got going on there. So yeah, take a look at the file if you want to take a look. It's using that same snap fit design thing I'm using in all my projects. So that's it. Yay! I'll take this time to welcome everybody in the chat room. Thank you guys for joining us today. It is Thursday, August 18, 2016. That's it. Pedro's tweeting over there. Cool. Thanks for all the links, Pedro. If y'all have any questions, we will answer them at the end of the show, or as we get to them.
And don't forget, 10% off.
Bada ching. Hey guys, guess what? The Raspberry Pi Zero is in stock everywhere. Remember how everybody was saying it was a lie and it doesn't exist because it's not in stock anywhere? Well, now it's in stock everywhere, and nobody seems to be talking about how awesome that is, except us. It's a great timing because with the Raspberry Pi Zero, in stock everywhere.
Oh, no, out of stock.
No!
You spoke too soon.
No!
We still have the kits available.
What have I done?
Actually, no. We only have one of the kits available. Okay, that's why nobody's complaining, because it looks like everybody who wanted to get them.
Well, guess what? When the
finally
project dropped, everything was in stock. Maybe everybody bought them then.
You can't beat $5. But yeah, if
I
you
don't
want
know.
to pick up the red translucent filament that we used on that, silicone coated wires, LEDs, SD cards, the on-the-go USB adapter, Wi-Fi dongle, all available.
Yeah.
Use
Lord.
Lord to get 10% off. Doesn't work on gift certificates or software.
Paramoni has them in stock.
Oh,
Great. Sweet. Kirby has a lot of them. That's great. I don't even have 8. I have like 2 left. Anyways.
Right, next up, we're going to jump over to what
Shop
are we
Attack.
prototyping.
Oh, okay. What are you prototyping? How are you doing? Sorry. That's something there. Okay, guess what, guys? 50th anniversary of Star Trek is happening. If you go to the Adafruit blog, we have a lot of posts that pertain to Star Trek. Did I say Star? I hope I didn't say the other one, the bad one. So this is going to be a Circuit Playground project, and this is the comm badge from the next generation. And this is actually real metal. I milled this out of brass and aluminum. Got a 3D printed bracket there. This goes over like that. And if you check out the Circuit Playground demos and examples for Arduino, we actually have a comm badge where you tap it and it sounds just like the one, just like the sound effect. So I'll talk more about it, of course, next week, but I just wanted to share it this week. I love this thing. It works like so. I think I showed it last week too, didn't I?
Yeah, I don't know if you attached it last week. But
Yeah, but so I had to figure out a way how to mount this heavy thing, this heavy piece of metal, to the board itself. So I'm using this little bracket that snap fits into the little pins here. And this is just a neodymium magnet, and this is 3D printed, this little metal piece, and it
snap right on.
snaps right on. We'll talk about more of the. Well, actually, we talked about this last week. The metal that we're using, the metal filament. I guess what? I can't mill out steel on the other mill because it's too hard. None of these metals are actually magnetic. The brass is not magnetic, neither is 6061 aluminum. So this is where this filament is actually very, very handy. Custom shaped metal stuff that's magnetic. Pretty cool, huh?
That's actually one of the things that we wanted to do when we first checked out the iron filament from Protopasta.
Yeah.
And segueing right into what we were talking about last week, rusting the Protopasta and the brand new ColorFab steel fill.
Yep.
Because we noticed that the magnet properties of the steel fill was a lot more magnetic than the iron Protopasta. We wanted to see, will it actually rust just like the Protopasta stuff?
We got a nice.
So here's some of the results of that. Looks like the steel that ColorFab is using is more ferric? I don't know how to pronounce that. But I think that has more nickel inside of it than the iron does for making those magnetic
What's more magnetic?
properties. The iron. Oh, no, I'm sorry.
Steel
The
fill.
steel fill.
Yeah. But you don't get as this rusting stuff that you
that's
can
too
get.
close. Yeah.
Sure. Let me drop it down a notch. Maybe right there. Right there. Right there.
There you go. But you check it out. If you want to run the B-roll on that, we can show you how we actually went through the process of getting that to rust.
How
So it's just
did
simple
you do this?
vinegar and salt. Like we were saying before, noticing that they were both magnetic, we wanted to see if they would both indeed rust and what sort of the mixtures that they're using to create the steel. So I think it would have been better if we just dumped this into a spray bottle and just sprayed that on, but it was a lot more simple to just dump this in there. Kind of had to do this pretty quick. Didn't even measure how much salt we added in there and just sort of shook it up. Had it laying outside for, I think, about 4 hours just for it to set in. And after that, they both looked the exact same. There was no rusting going on, so we brought out the hydrogen peroxide to sort of speed that up. And as soon as I drop it on the Protopasta iron, you could see that it immediately started to rust. The steel fill, on the other hand, I think it might have just gotten some some splashing from the rusted iron on there, because it didn't rust as well as the iron did. You can see in some of the crevices it did sort of grab some of those splashes. And here's the final
Yeah.
results of that.
Man, it's rusty. Are your hands all? Do you need a tetanus shot after?
Yeah, so this is definitely a lot more lighter. It is magnetic, but not as magnetic as the steel. So they're probably using more nickel inside of the steel fill from Protopasta. So this is what we're going to be using for creating all the backing, since the magnetic pull on that is a lot more stronger.
Yeah.
So
It's
just different
quite
properties on that. If you need like a light magnetic property to the iron and you need it to rust, go with the Protopasta. If you want something that is not going to rust and you need a more stronger pull for magnetic projects, definitely pick up some steel fill. Of course, the cons of that is that you're going to have to print a lot more slower with the steel fill. It is a softer material. So when we tried running, actually both of these, when we tried running it through the Bowden extruder, on the Sigma 3D printer, it always clogged.
No.
But that's because we were using 175 on there. I'm sure the 285 would work just fine.
Okay.
But just some
Rust
pros
is
and
one of
cons.
those things where it's, I don't know, are there any useful things other than aesthetic purposes that you would use this for, guys? Let us know. I don't know.
The rust, yeah, for like badges or like signs.
That's
like,
that's all aesthetics.
it's all aesthetic, yeah.
There's no like,
a
I need the
robot or
rust
something.
for this project because the rust will help it adhere better to something. I don't know.
And definitely
One's heavier.
more heavier on the steel fill side.
Cool.
So we
So
will.
we will
you can check
continue
this out. Yeah.
to battle it out with steel versus iron. I don't know. Color Fab versus Protopasta. No, they're great. They're both great filament choices. Cool. All right. Good
Next
stuff,
up,
guys.
More material that we've been checking out. Folks over at Ultimaker released
This one?
blog post
Or this one? Let's do
a
this
couple
one.
days ago.
Yeah, so if
on,
you go...
the new material that they released.
Yeah. Company update, new 3D printing materials and more. There's a new version of Cura. They have CPE+, PC, nylon, TPU. That's polycarbonate, copolyester, nylon, and of course they're flexible TPU 95. Is it 95 or 85?
95A.
95A. So y'all can read about this stuff. Of course, the new version of Cura includes profiles for this. And you also need to update the firmware on your Ultimaker 2 or Ultimaker 2 Plus. The one we're really interested in is the TPU stuff because we love flexible materials from Ninjaflex. 95A is the shore hardness, which is the same shore hardness of Cheeta. So we tried this before where we were comparing, is there any differences? Can we find any differences between the Cheeta and the TPU 95 from Ultimaker? So these are, of course, Ultimaker branded. You get the same type of properties. It's durable, it's flexible, it's chemical resistant. It's good for iPhone bumpers. Things like tension belts, even molds. They show molds, which is something I haven't done yet, but that would be a good use for it. So you can check it out here. It retails for $69.95. And they just have a whole new section on their website dedicated to all these different types of materials. If you look here at the copolyester, it's for very tough, rigid, not actually rigid. PLA stuff is very rigid but not so tough. It can be brittle. So this type of stuff is more for projects that kind of really need the durability, industrial grade parts that have strength. Maybe something for like something that's going to have a lot of stress, and maybe parts for like RC, parts for mechanical things, shoes, I guess. They show a shoe here. It's kind of cool. And hey, here's a great project, the enabled hand. Was it Reptar? No, Raptor? The Raptor hand. I almost said Reptar. It comes in different colors. This one's a little bit less monies. And this one's okay. So they're all different. They kind of vary in different prices. So you can just select around here and see what's the deal with what. If you guys are interested in this, I mean, obviously this is going to work with other 3D printers, but this is from Ultimaker, and they have the profiles already for their machines. This was a copoly? No, polycarbonate.
Since, we'll still be testing these out. They sent us a little bit too many spools of samples a couple weeks ago.
No, it's great.
So
We're going to
we've
test
been
them
chugging
all.
through them out. But the first one we wanted to check out was...
Take a look at Kira real quick. 2.0 1.3. They got a really nice, clean, streamlined user interface. All the materials are really easy. The profiles are really easy to get to. They're all there. You're only going to get this if you download the latest version. So we're looking at the TPU one because like, well, what settings are here? Because when we tried it without the profile, we couldn't get a solid print. So once we ran this, we finally got some good prints. So that's about it for the Cura stuff. So check it out. You updated the firmware, I believe, already.
Yeah, like I was saying before, they sent us a little bit too many spools of each type of material. So the first one we wanted to get through was the TPU 95A, which does resemble the Cheeta. And after we updated our firmware on there, which we recommend you do since they do update some bugs like the head hitting the side walls of some of the larger prints, you can't get to your other profiles here once you update that.
Nice.
And other things like the bed now moves further away when you're heating up, so it's not so close. And yeah, we were trying the regular profiles that we've been using on the Ultimaker for printing out this Pokemon iPhone case, and it came out like crap every time until we tested out their profile. So very nice job on getting those settings all nice default-wise inside of their pre-canned profiles.
Yeah, so for this video. Okay, so let's take a look here at the two different things.
Really nice, yeah. So this is the Cheeta, this is the TPU 95A, and it looks pretty much the same. I think the only difference that you could kind of see is like one has a cooler color than the other, but they kind of look the same to me.
Just had to drop down the brightness a little bit. It looked kind of blown. Yeah, I feel like one has a hint of like a warm white versus like a more cooler white. The cooler white is crap. I don't remember which one's which.
This one is the Ultimaker's. This is the Cheeta. But
yeah, so the Ultimaker one has a more kind of bluish hint, and this one gets a little bit more yellow to it. I don't know. It's hard to tell with our camera here because the camera doesn't have the best color profiles. But that's what I see. And you know, at least in this lighting condition, because that's a huge factor as well. But as far as feel, they honestly feel the exact same. They have the same. It's the same shore hardness. I'm thinking it's the same formula.
Yeah, Alpha X Signal, SX Signal is asking to test out which one holds up better under UV. So we'll test that out. Yeah, we'll leave these outside and see. We're gonna test that out. Yeah.
Great. Thank you. That really nice we'll test that out.
See if they yellow at all.
It is summertime here in Florida. It is
a great time to test. Yeah. So like we were saying before, this is what the spools from Ultimaker look like. Let me give you a nice little information here on the temperatures, the bed. Well, I don't know if this is gonna work or not because it says right here, conserve dry and keep out of sunlight. So we'll test it out and see if it actually yellows.
It'll probably yellow.
Yeah, but we'll test this out with the Ninjaflex.
Cheeta.
Like we were saying before, it might be the exact same formulation since they are using the exact same spools, even the same manufacturer, Mossberg Industries.
Like Walt Mossberg? No.
So they're using the exact same spool supplier. Maybe it's the exact
Everybody
same.
uses the same.
Yeah.
There's only so many spool suppliers.
You can kind of, they kind of look the same to me. They have the exact same feel.
Yeah.
So it might be the same thing.
But the thing is, you tried printing a profile that you got great on here, and it didn't work so good here, right? Wasn't that?
It did work actually. So that's why I'm thinking that it's the exact same. So. We'll do some more tests, and
hey, we got this. Well, we did have it in stock.
It's in stock right now, but you can get it $10 cheaper, and with 10% off. If you want to pick some up, try it out. We've been testing out the Cheeta.
Oh, their stuff is
$69.
This is $59.
Yeah,
okay.
it's $10 cheaper, and you get the 10% off.
Right. Well, we don't have it in stock right now. Sorry.
Yeah.
We'll get more.
But we have it available in 175 and 285. If you want to pick that up, try it out. It is our new favorite high-performance flexible filament.
Yeah. Kirby's saying that the firmware update on Kira is pretty easy. I did the Arduino one on the little spot. It was a hassle.
Yeah, I remember doing that. You have to like open up every single file, like when you open up, all the little tabs show up.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like literally
Cheeta did a great job on the UX side of that. Okay. So, yeah, if you're afraid to do an update on your Ultimaker, don't be afraid. It's really easy.
Yeah, even if you put the wrong one on there like I did before, I think I put like the 2x on the 2x extended, and it was simple to just go back and try that again.
Cool.
And real quick, I think we missed this one. It's just a sneak peek. Since we're talking about Ninjaflex.
Is that Ninjaflex?
Some Ninjaflex here.
What is that? Don't tell them.
Guts going on here for future
Guts.
Halloween project.
Looks like the tail of some sort of hugger. Face hugger.
Yep, I think we're going to be working on a hugger iPhone case with like little tentacles for it.
All right. That's what we got. Some weird stuff going on here. All right. Hey, how about CNC milling?
It's a nice, awesome subject now that this year has been, like, for us anyway, the year of CNC, and here you are.
It's just a great complementary to all the 3D printing projects. So, I don't know, over the weekend, maybe 2 weekends ago, I thought I just had the itch to cut something out. So I got this pine wood from the art craft store. I was like, what can I do with this? It's kind of flat, it's not really that thick, so I can't make an enclosure. So I thought I'd make a drink coaster, like a coffee mug coaster, or a beer coaster, and I made this little hexagon type shape, and then I cut out the center of it, and I just used one drill, or actually two drill bits, not drill bits, sorry, flattened mills. 1/8 inch here, cutting at a feed rate of, I believe, 1500 millimeters a minute, which is pretty fast, I guess. And it cuts like butter through this stuff. It probably went a little bit faster. Using the OtherMill Pro, you get a pretty high spindle speed of, I believe, 26,000 RPMs. So just three processes, one contour, one pocket, and then one engraving. Just to kind of get my feet wet into milling out pine and using different speeds of feeds. So I put an Adafruit logo here in the center of the hexagon, and I used a engraving bit. This is an 80-degree engraving bit that it's meant for engraving details and whatnot. So I thought I'd make a pretty cool outline of the Adafruit logo. But in hindsight now, or retrospect, one of those, I should have did a pocket so that you can really see it, because it's kind of hard to see the etching, especially on wood. So, and then I added a chamfer. Why not? Just to give it that smooth bit of edge. Kind of cleans up some of that chip on the edges. So, I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. I think that's the whole video there. I use this all the time. If you're new to CNC, maybe you just got an OtherMill. You know, maybe you're a certain design, make, teach out there, and you just got yourself an OtherMill. I actually reached out to him. He's like, "Hey, I just got the OtherMill. What thing should I make?" So I was like, "Hey, you should."
This is a nice, simple
take
one.
a look at this.
You're most likely going to use, since everybody has to hydrate to
Yeah,
live.
I think it's cool. I mean, it might warp or something, but whatever.
Primarily with we're using it for hot coffee, so that works perfect. Since I mean, I think it could warp that way too, but
ideally, I would want to do this with like hardwood.
If you clear coat this, it should
clear
protect
coat
it,
or what is it? Varnish?
Varnish it.
Or no? Is it varnish?
Nice,
I don't
awesome
know.
little project there, because it teaches you how to make the pockets.
Spray
and
lacquer.
Some, engraving on there and get your logo on there. I really like when wood has these. I don't know the name of these, but
Spots.
Cool,
Birthmarks.
You could also stain it as well. Yeah, we should try doing that.
I am not a woodworker at all, so don't.
We have a bunch of stains, so we should try that out.
I know I'm doing everything wrong, and I have no idea what wood is what, but
oh yeah,
it's cool to be able to. Yeah.
Alpha SX Signal saying that he has an X-Carve, and it works
that's great.
perfect with 3D printed projects. Yes,
Yes, it does, man. X-Carve's awesome because it's just such a big build area.
Did we want to get a carving X or an X-Carve?
Something,
Yeah. Our engineer Todd has an X-Carve.
Yes.
Figured out how to use Octoprint on it to do the jogging and controls on it.
Yeah,
was
great.
offering to ship it over to us, but we want to wait and see what other CNCs come out.
Cool. Yeah, you
So
can't really
mold
see the
it.
logo there, huh?
Well, Lex is saying that we could stain it and highlight the logo. Oh, that's
That
a
would be a
idea.
good idea. Yeah.
Also make
Or,
knobs.
or I've seen somebody do where they make a pocket and then they dribble solder into the pocket and then sand that pocket down so it's
that
a
was Todd,
solder
actually, yeah.
inlay. Todd did that too, yes. Sorry, yeah. He did it with powder. This one's like actually putting solder into the pocket and then sanding it down.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very
Lots
awesome
of
that they
cool
did that.
things you can do.
Kirby, regarding
Very
the USB thing, yes, that is exactly what we're modeling after those USB tumors that are
Yeah, this was
wiggling
sort of a
and-
Phil idea. It's like, this may be a bad idea, but I think you guys might like doing
Yeah.
it. Thump, 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 thump. Are you going to
So,
put a
yeah.
motor in there? Oh, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah,
All right.
So, gonna do the whole zombie thing with the guts coming out,
No.
charging your phone.
It's just charging my phone, no worries. Very practical Halloween prop.
Alpha SX is saying that yes, 1,000mm model, lots of room. Holy crap! Wow.
1,000 millimeter. Just say
Make
10
tables and
what is it,
chairs.
1 meter. All right. I want to do a quick community make this week, guys. I quickly put this together. I just want to shout out a couple people out there who got some great projects this week. Every week there's some great projects. If you go to the Adafruit site, blog.adafruit.com, we have one every like 30 minutes. So if you have any projects that you guys want to share, you can hit us up at support@adafruit.com with the subtitle tips for the blog. Yeah, so this week, here's what I found, and I want to share with you. This week we got Planet Express ship. Really dig Futurama,
This is
and really dig
awesome.
Garrett from ChaosCoreTech. Check him out on the YouTubes and subscribe for weekly content. So he put together this Planet Express ship in Fusion 360, and he has an awesome wife who does a lot of the painting jobs for his models and really brought this thing to life. A lot of details here on the little Planet Express logo on the fin. Looks really great. So if you guys want to 3D print one, you can totally do so now. Check it out and subscribe. Huge shout out to Garrett. He's doing wonderful things.
Yeah, so in the backlog we had a project where we were going to turn the Planet Express ship into the shell body for one of the hubs and quadcopters.
Yeah, I really wanted to do that.
So maybe we just grab this model,
But this
modify
would
it.
really be cool too to add just LEDs and things. So in the back burners you could add little LEDs.
Pretty cool.
I think in where's that tail? The tails, is it this one? The tails can have LEDs as well, so it'd be really cool to add a little bit of electronics
servo
there.
for moving the gun
Oh,
around.
I didn't even think of that. Just the DC motor. That'd be cool. All right. Again, check out ChaosCoreTech, Mr.
Always
Garrett.
taking it up a notch for every episode.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
recommend
Tuna came on the show and tell last night and shared
This
his.
was super awesome.
3D
Everybody
scanner.
was impressed with this.
No, this is great. It's using sort of what Little Bits is really for is quickly prototyping circuits, and that's what he did here. He said he wanted to make this into a more embedded type project where the Arduino or a type of Arduino would be the main brains of it instead of the all the little bits that kind of take up a lot of real estate. But this thing works really well, so check it out. And also check out Show and Tell last night. It was quite a full house. A lot of great projects every week. Best
half hour
of our week. So check
for
out
everybody
all the
because we get to
projects.
see
and
what everyone's working on.
shout out to you, Tuna. Always doing great stuff. Okie doke. Last thing I want to talk about, the awesome folks at Tested, Sean specifically, made a light, what do you call it? A light sword. He did not
just
in the whole
any
episode, they did
light
not
sword,
call it a lightsaber. They called it a light sword. I think they're trying to avoid some sort of copyright or something, some sort of thing. Anyway, it was really informal because they really went deep into the
Some
new
updates at Formlabs, software-wise and material-wise,
yeah.
they've been working on.
So there's this new flexible type of resin that sounds awesome, and there's sort of some quirks and things that you have to know about. But this really utilizes all of them. So there's some more clear resin. He used it to make sort of these light diffused crystals. And the best part of the project is that it is, where is it over here? I can't show you the whole thing because we'll get in trouble.
There it is.
But yeah, there's some embedded LEDs, and he uses the rubber obviously for the grip, but for a button actuator as well, so that it can turn on and off the LED. And it's just a phenomenal detail in here. This is his own design. He used to work at, he used to repair cameras. So he got inspired by different types of cameras, camera pieces rather, and incorporated that into his design. So really cool stuff. They said they're going to release the files, so I guess you guys could download this on FDM. I don't see why you couldn't. So that's some cool stuff. So shout out to the fine folks at Tested, coming out with some great projects. That's it.
You gotta ask Phil for a Formlabs.
Yeah.
Things looks like it to get a lot more use than the Ember.
We're outgrowing the Ember.
Oh man, we're
the limitations
right away.
of
It's
size.
so teeny tiny.
Yeah.
It's 40 by 60.
No.
It's
40 by 60,
it's
something
teeny
like
tiny.
that. That's kind of small.
The Printerbot Play has a bigger build plate or build
Your
area
M3D
than that.
has a.
The M3D has a bigger build area than that. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, that's what this week's community makes. We already answered a bunch of questions on the YouTube video, so if anybody has any live questions you'd like us to answer, go ahead and throw them into the chat.
Yep. I will now take a seat. And I'm ready for some Q&A.
While we're waiting for those, we'll review sort of things we talked about today. We went over the Pokemon lore, which sadly there have not been any Pokemon that have
Check
been
the
stopping
terminal
by.
real quick. Did it shut out? Sometimes it shuts out. Yeah. Just hit up and then enter.
Let's see. Let it run again. Again, we used the translucent red filament that we have in the shop, the edge-lit red acrylic for the side there. Oh, something has showed up. It's just a rat-a-tat.
Aw, it's just a rat-a-tat. I don't have enough Pokeballs to risk a rat-a-tat. I already have like 200 rat candy. I've already upgraded like 3 into Eradicates. Now I need to start grinding up some Raticates.
Yeah.
I'm only at level 11. What are you at? 10?
Pretty close to 11.
All right. So we're pretty noob.
Yeah, we're like 2 weeks
We're
behind
noobs.
when it launched.
Yeah, we really didn't get into it until we got this project.
Yeah. So again, yeah, the on-the-go adapter, the USB Wi-Fi dongle, of course, cables, Raspberry Pi. We only have the kits available that are in stock right now. The highly recommended silicone-coated wires for building everything. Of course, soldering irons, solder.
Yeah, we got a lot of great
filaments,
tools in the shop
printers.
for all sorts of people. All right, so the first question is, when will we see DIY medical 3D printing? Let's print a nose. Well, I mean, it's working its way up there. One of the things that I heard from Sean from Tested was that
The dental stuff.
there are some dental grade material for the Formlabs too, which is a biograde resin, which you can use, which you can actually put on your body after you clean it thoroughly and stuff.
Yeah.
So that's
there
really
are
great.
some dissolvable materials for body as well.
Yeah. Will you guys be testing the M3D Pro? See, I told you somebody's going to ask us about the M3D Pro.
Yes, we will.
Yeah, we have a
They're
distribution.
Oh, end stops on replicator 2s.
This wouldn't be a show without a failed 3D print.
No, it's good. It's the end stop on the replicator 2.
Old school. That's
All good.
that 4-year-old tech still cranking away. Great Ninjaflex prints.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, sorry about that.
Not pretty good.
Pokemon hype. Yeah, I know. I was in the like. Oh, man,
There's like
Pokemon, but I
one
like
more
it.
project I think that what we got coming up for Pokemon, which is
Pokemon.
pretty.
Pokemon.
The next one that Lamar has is definitely
It's pretty
against the user term.
You might have seen. Oh, the video isn't released yet.
No, that video's not released yet, but yeah, it's coming.
Oh yeah,
Definitely
Kirby.
against.
How's the soundbox thingy coming? Yeah, so I have a MIDI MIDI
pretty much
Bluetooth project.
done.
It's done. It's just I've been cranking out these Pokemon projects. and
we had to
to
actually
CNC.
bump this one up to the top of the list since the
it's
lifespan
done. I just
of
have to
it.
do a learning guide on it. So it's coming well.
Learning
It's
guide
just
video.
I will have that maybe in 2 weeks, maybe.
And if you want to build it, you can send them the files.
Yeah, I'll send you the files.
See
if
if
you
there's
want.
anything wrong with any of the STLs. Let's see. Oh yeah, 50th anniversary of Star Trek is why we're building the comm badge here with
Yeah.
Circuit Playground, like you were talking about earlier, which adds to our growing list of Star Trek paraphernalia. So if you guys recall, a couple weeks ago we did the communicator. So our communicator
I
project.
think a couple months, no?
A couple months ago, yeah.
Yeah.
And we were using the CNC mill to do the face plates. I think we want to go ahead and do the speaker plate and the grill as
Yeah, I got a little bit better at milling metal. Hey, I want to talk about, so the Mod Shop on YouTube just gave a comment, and I just want to say that it doesn't matter your quality of project on the show and tell. People come in and just show retro
progress,
yeah. Ideas, sketches on a napkin. Anybody's welcome. If you can make it, go ahead and show. You know, sometimes we don't have a lot of people that come in, and sometimes we have a full house. So
sometimes they just show like their maker
I can't click on the link right now, but we will check it out. And if you want to post up a link on somewhere else, or a link to like a tutorial, or a link to just a video, or just the images, yeah, we can share that on the blog too.
Yeah. Vulcan peace sign. Star Trek is a way of life. Yes, new movie looks pretty good. Definitely gonna go check that out.
Yep.
And I think we have one more Star Trek project after the comm badge.
Really?
Tricorder.
The tricorder?
Yeah.
Oh.
Work on that. Bluetooth comm button to Google search. That is a good idea. But this one's just a simple one.
This
for
is a
Circuit
simple one. Yeah,
Project,
you can get the code for this like right now for Circuit Playground if you have Circuit Playground. Circuit Playground uses the accelerometer, or the sketch uses the accelerometer and the little mini speaker to make the little comm badge. And there's a way to convert a WAV file into binary, so that's what's going on here. I don't have it plugged in. Where's the battery? Is this it? Yeah, so I just got a little LiPo battery here. I'm just going to connect to the JST. You can hear that. Pretty cool.
Awesome, yeah.
That's it. That's all it does. It just does a nice little demo to show you guys how the library, the Circuit Playground library, is pretty flexible, pretty easy
So
to
definitely
use.
pick up a nice amount of the Circuit Playground. So it's a lot of projects that we're working on.
Yeah, they're in stock right now.
Will feature this lovely new board.
Yeah, use coupon code LORE.
Yeah, check it out. All right, I think that's going to do it for this week.
All right.
Thank everybody in the chat room for joining us.
Yeah.
Some shout outs to Mullix, TrueTech, Raul.
Hello, hello. Greetings from somebody was in Mexico. Hello.
Alpha SX
Global.
Signal. Simone's in the house as well.
Yep. Awesome.
Says he's working on his latest project for next week.
Hello, Simon.
Simon. Can't wait for that one. I think it has something to do with Overwatch, so definitely tune in for that. Of course, Kirby, always in the house. Thanks everybody for joining in.
Yeah, and everybody after the show too. Thanks for tuning in. All right, one last thing I wanted to show is yesterday's historical Ask Engineer with the folks at Radio Shack. So go check that out if you haven't already. We had some YouTube problems, but it should be up there now.
Yeah, it seems that everybody has had an experience with Radio Shack if you're, any distance of degree
picking up resistors, speaker wires, and all sorts of stuff.
So definitely check it out. It was like a,
focus group.
Focus group, yeah, what they should do next.
Yeah,
so
definitely
check that out.
Cool. And then Pseudo Random with Colin Cunningham. It's coming, I think.
I think the last one was Chiptunes. He's working on a new Colin's Lab as well, so that'll be released pretty soon.
Yeah, Colin's Lab, the return of Colin.
A new Circuit Playground is also coming up.
Yeah.
So definitely don't forget to subscribe.
Tony's Desk. Watch Tony's Desk. He's if you haven't already subscribed on Twitch, we're on Twitch as well here right now. So check him out. He's got some great MicroPython stuff coming up. From the desk of Lady Ada, this weekend she should be doing the last bit of From Maker to Market, which is the series powered by Tichiki.
How she produced the Circuit Playground. So definitely check that out.
An in-depth look of what went into producing these boards. All right, that's it. Again, last time. Lore, this is good till, what is it?
11:59 p.m. tonight.
Yeah. I'll try to do a Lair Bolero.
Definitely check it out.
Later. All right, guys. Thank you guys again. We'll see you next time. Remember, keep on making.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.